Hey y'all, welcome to this week's top 10 here at the CIOPCC. I know it's Wednesday, so that usually means I'm doing a favorite collection, but I'm doing a top 10 today because I want to crank out the last of my top 10 for 2024 with my favorite 10 companies from the year. Now, these companies are going to have done things that I care about. These are lines and series that I love. They had to do at least 2 figures for that I picked up for them to end up on this list. Number 10. Super 7. I know that might be a surprise because the Super 7, the big line they did that I picked up this year were their Ultimates around the Simpsons, and it isn't a perfect line. But Kang and Kodos are a thing of beauty, and I have to admit that between these and the reaction figures they did, Super 7 did give the Simpsons a shot. And they will remain in my collection forever and ever. So they're going to get the number 10 spot. Number 9... it's going to be, let's go around down this way. Number 9 is going to be a company that did some stuff for Batman. You know how much I love Batman. In this case, it's McFarlane. And it's because of 2 lines. 66 Batman stuff, which I adore, as you can see by all of it on these 3 shelves. As well as the animated series stuff they did, which is up over here with the DC collectibles line as well. Doing these again it's really great. You're giving the opportunity for people to get things like the Batmobile and the Batplane that didn't get it the first time around. Some of the figures, even the weird colors, some of the shading isn't the greatest on some of the re-releases, but you're giving people a chance to get these terrific figures again. And you're getting guys like Maxie Zeus here, and over on the other side I've got Lockup. So you're getting the opportunity to get some Build-A-Figures mixed in here as well. So that's really terrific. Oh, and let's, of course, not forget the terrific Joker mobile I did this year. So McFarlane easily pulls my number 9 spot. My number 8 spot is right over here. If you're into Barbarians and you haven't started checking out the Frazetta girls, you better be checking them out. These are fantastic figures. To the right, you see Dark Wolf. To the left, you see Tigra. Those are the 2 that I have so far from them. Both came out this year. We have a bunch more. They're doing a great job. Beautiful articulation. And that is nicely worked into the sculpt. Nice engineering work. So there we have number 8. Number 7 is another smaller company. And they usually end up in my top 10. Sometimes they even crack the top 3, I think. But this year they're in the top 10. The number 7 spot, that would be the 4 Horsemen. My 2 examples that I picked up this year are the terrific Ghost of Christmas Past. It goes along with some of their Figure Obscura line. As well as their own version of the Frankenstein monster with the lab equipment who's down here. I know a lot of people collect the Mythic Legion, so it's probably going to be on their list as well. A lot of people love the stuff that the 4 Horsemen have been doing. So they get number 7. Number 6. Back over in the Batman section. Let's walk on over that way. Now, normally, I do not appreciate it when companies do non-licensed product. But if people refuse to do characters everybody wants, somebody's going to pick it up. This year, Mys Toys is getting my number 6 spot thanks to their Riddler figures, which just did arrive. So technically, it was right on the cusp of 2024. Fantastic release for the Batman 66 line. Of course, earlier in the year, we had the wonderful Alfred from the Burton movies. Now, technically, the Riddlers came out in January of 2025 for me, but I also did get Biff. While he's not as great as these are, he was an excellent value. So, they did get 2 figures from them this year. And they definitely deserve that number 6 spot. I'm hoping we see the Willy Wonka soon. That's going to be another figure I'm really got high on my anticipation list. Number 5 is also here. Mondo. With their Batman the Animated Series line this year, they did both this amazing Man-Bat and this terrific Bane. They're going to be high on the list this year too, because I also just released Scarecrow here in January. And I just ordered Clayface yesterday. So they're going to have another terrific year this year for sure. especially since we still have Poison Ivy to come and we don't know what else they're going to have released. So it should be a big year for them in 2025. Number 4. Talked a little bit about Simpsons when we talked about Super 7. But come on, let's face it, the company that's really taken it over and done amazing work is Jakks. They've given us a line that fits in with old Playmates World of Springfield, like Mo here, but is better articulated, which is exactly the thing we've been asking for. They're doing deluxe figures, like Vampire Burns, and they're even giving us a 2.5-inch series with playsets, which you could do hundreds of characters with these, and the playsets are really cool. We got the Krusty Burger coming next. So I'm hoping we see Jakks continue this line for several years to come, and we get a whole lot of really cool stuff. So there's number 4. Number 3 is a company that you pronounce incorrectly, Neca. Yes, I know. You say Neca. I say Neca. And Neca produced a whole bunch of stuff. I love the people who pronounce it incorrectly and then whine that they only make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, when in fact they make tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff. I got everything from Alf and Dinosaurs to Nosferatu and Universal Monsters this year. I'm waiting for my Sesame Street figures. They're just starting to pop up. We got play sets like the Frankenstein, Brad Frankenstein play set, the Freddy Furnace set, the Friday the 13th set. Just an amazing amount of figures. They're going back and they're dipping in and getting some of the older figures re-released for people who missed out on them. So yeah, Neca easily takes my number 3 spot. My number 2 spot, Mezco. One of the lines that I am absolutely a completist on, although I am not complete, is the 112 Collective, and they had another amazing year. Everything from Turtles, you talk about a wide variety. Everything from Turtles to the Shadow to their in-house properties with Gomez and the Rumble Society, to awfully unusual things like different licenses that you normally don't see anybody working on. So yeah, Mezco is easily number 2. Got another 112 Collective coming this week, the Golden Age Joker. So, number 1, well, come on, right here, X06. Who else has produced so many great 6-scale figures this year? Release after release, covering every version of Star Trek. Just amazing stuff. My most recent is McCoy from the motion picture there. He's going to have a review this week. We also have some Deep Space Nine down here, and this year they released the first of the little statue style figures for Lower Decks. Just amazing work. Easily my number 1 company of the year. So, who's your number 1 company of the year? Who's your top 3? Who's your top 10? Let me know. Make sure you subscribe. And until Friday, when we do a acquisition report, which will include that lovely McCoy again, you have a great collecting week.